Good morning or good afternoon, Tigers. Today we're watching a video on Quizzette 721. Please make sure that you write your last name, comma, first name, and that you write today's date, which is January 22nd, 2018. Today I'll say I'm a yellow tiger. So Monday number 1 is a little similar to Monday's number 1, last Quizette's number 1, which is 720. Except here, you're given the fraction or the ratio, which is written as 3 to 4 as a fraction, and you have to convert it into a decimal. And then once you convert it into a decimal, you can easily convert it into a percent. So the way you divide, or the way you convert a fraction into a decimal, is you divide the numerator by the denominator. 4 does not go into 3 evenly, so you have to start the decimal process, which is the point. That's what you want, a decimal. 4 goes into 30 7 times, which is 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. Bring down 1 more. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So some of you guys asked this last week. What if the decimal keeps going? Well, just stop at the hundredths place, which is the second digit. So your decimal is 0.75. Okay, now your percent, you just move the decimal 2 places to the right, and then that's your percentage. So this one would be 75%. Now let's say you were working backwards, and let's say you were given this 75%. Let me highlight it. This 75%. I'm sorry guys, it won't let me highlight. So I'm gonna have to point. Let's say they give you 75%. How would you convert that into a decimal? You would just put a decimal point and shift it to the left 2 digits, and then you would get your 0.75. Now, how can you convert a decimal into a fraction? So what you would do is you would put 75, it's in the hundredths place, so you'd put it under 100, and then you would reduce. 25 goes into both of those. 25 cents goes into 75 cents 3 times. 25 goes into 100 4 times. So that's how you would get the fraction if you were given the decimal or if you're only given the percent. So here, you have to definitely reason abstractly or look for and make use of structure and attend to precision. So I'm just going to write SMP2, but you can write any of the ones that I already listed. So reason abstractly. I think there's more to it. You guys can include the rest. Number 2, Abigail buys a necklace for $15.50. So I'm going to annotate this. So she buys a necklace for $15.50 plus 4% tax. How much did she pay for the necklace? So you already know that she paid $15 for sure and 50 cents for the necklace. Now you have to add some tax, and that'll be your total. Now the question is, what is this tax? You can't just add 4%. That would be wrong. That would be wrong. You need to have a number. So the way you calculate that is you multiply $15.50 times 4%. But your calculator doesn't have a percentage, or you don't have a multiplication process for just percentage. So you have to convert this into a decimal. So what you do is you put a decimal on the right, shift it 2 to the left, and then you put a 0 here. So that is 1550 times 0.04. That's the same thing as 4%. Okay, now we can multiply it. I'm going to bring it down. Times 0.04. And remember, this isn't going to be your total. This is going to be the tax that you have to input and then add to 1550 to get your total. So let's multiply this. 0 times 4 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. And you keep, let's see, 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Now put your placeholder. 0 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0. Add them all together. Okay, now you have to keep in mind how many decimal places you went. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so how much does she pay for tax if it's 4%? She paid 0.62, you don't have to include these 0 zeros, as tax. So I'm going to add this to my total amount. So plus 0.62. 0 plus 2 is 2. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 0 is 1. Bring down your decimal place in the same spot. So her total was 1612 for the necklace. Now here you definitely have to attend to precision. So I would say attend to precision. Remember to write your number as well, because some of you, I might have given you the point when we were grading on Friday, but not this week. So make sure you write the number and the quote for the SMPs. Now let's look at number 3. It says the original price of a shovel is $8. So let's annotate. The original price of the shovel is $8. How much will Mr. McIntyre pay if he buys it during the sale? Ooh, so this is going to be a discount. And when there's a discount, you know it's going to be subtraction at some point. So keep that in mind. Discount means subtraction. So the shovel costs $8, okay? Now we're trying to find what a 25% discount is. So again, we're going to convert that into a decimal. Put the decimal place, shift it. And we're going to multiply this by 25% or 0.25 to see how much we have to take off the original price. Okay, and then that'll give us our answer. All right, so let's multiply this through. 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 5 is 0, 8 times 5 is 40. Put your 0 as a placeholder. 0 times 2 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0, 8 times 2 is 16. Add that together. You have 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2. And then you went 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so really, this right here is $2. So what is 8 minus $2? $6. That is the price for the shovel. It's going to be obviously cheaper because he's getting it at 25% off the original price. So now the shovel will cost $6 with a 25% discount. You guys can write it neater. And if you notice there's no SMP on that one, you don't have to write an SMP. Now, something to keep in mind is if it's tax, you're going to add it at the end like you did over here. Now, if it's a discount, you're obviously going to pay less. So keep in mind what it's asking you. You have to really read the question and annotate it. And then number 1, if they give you a decimal like you see here, to get the percent, you shift it. And to get the fraction, it's in the hundreds place. So you have to put it under 100 and then just divide until you get a fraction in simplest form. Now, let's say 175. You're trying to convert that into a fraction. So you have 175. What you're going to do is you're going to shift it 2 points to the left to get you your decimal. So that would just be that 1.75. And to convert that into a fraction, it is still in the hundreds place. So you have to have 175 over 100. Now you have to convert that into a fraction. So you can convert that into a mixed number, and you can say that's 175 over 100. But you can still reduce that by dividing both sides by 25 and 25. And then you get 1 something something. You guys can finish that. I don't want to give you the entire answer. Okay? I hope that answers all your questions. Good luck on this Quizzette, and just work your hardest.